Chapter 38. Doc, wake up. I'm not sure if it was his words or the sudden stop that woke me. I opened my eyes to a familiar scene, though not one I had seen before. Where are we? The place where my niece gets her chemo. Give me your wrists. He snapped a short-bladed knife open and waited for me to reach toward him. Once they were close enough, he ripped the blade through the zip ties in succession and freed my wrists. I rubbed the skin and moved them through a gentle range of motion. Everything seemed to work. Remember, I still have the gun. Don't try anything while we're in there. He opened his door and then stood outside the car, staring back at me. Child-safe locks, remember? I said. I lied. They're not on. Just get out. I pulled the door handle, and it popped open with the slightest tug. I kicked myself on the inside. All this time, I could have simply unlocked the door and jumped out. Why did I trust a kidnapper? I shook my head and climbed out of the car. Where are we going? She's right in here. He didn't even wait for me to reply before walking toward the automatic door. I followed behind, just like he knew I would. We stepped into the cold, sterile hospital environment where a volunteer guarded a desk. Hello, Ernesto. Did you bring a friend with you today? I know how much Raylin loves company. Ernesto, is that your name? And you come here often enough that the front desk knows you? Yes, he's a new friend, actually. Doc, she needs your driver's license so she can get you a visitor's pass. They have to be careful. It can get a little rough around here sometimes. The gray-haired volunteer nodded, as if she was part of an elite security team, protecting the infusion center from threats. I handed over my driver's license. At least I hadn't had to toss my wallet out the window earlier. She took the license and copied my name down and then looked up as she handed me a pass along with my license. Cameron Turner, that name sounds familiar. Are you someone famous? Not me. I guess I just have a familiar-sounding name. Well, it was nice to meet you. I'm glad to see Ernesto making friends. She held her hand up to the side of her mouth to block the sound. He's a little gruff, but he has a heart of gold. These hearts of gold may not be around for a bit after today. If I'm not, I'd like to thank you for always being so kind. She pushed the door release button and smiled at Ernesto's compliment. It's right through here, she said, motioning me through the door. I stepped through the doorway into a large rectangular room lined with chairs on 3 of the walls. Children sat in most of the chairs and varied in ages from toddlers through young adults. Their outfits seemed to come from a blend between a costume closet of a musical and a comic convention. Superheroes, princesses, and other costumes clothed the children, while their heads ranged from bald to rainbow clown wigs. They weren't arranged by age, social class, or any other definable characteristic. Cancer doesn't care who it affects. All the kids here faced the same obstacle, and it looked like they formed a camaraderie of sorts. Uncle Ernie! I turned to see a young girl, maybe 8 years old, lean forward in her chair. When she did, a pair of rainbow wings fluttered out from behind her, like a butterfly. Raylin. I followed Ernesto and stood to the side while he greeted her with a hug and repeated the gesture with the woman sitting next to her. His hug with the adult lingered longer, and I heard him whisper something near her ear. Then he backed away and looked down at his niece. I brought a very special friend with me to see you today. He loves to take walks. Do you want to take a quick walk with us? Raylin looked at the woman, who I assumed was her mother, and received a smile and a nod. I guess. Where do you want to go? I followed the plastic tubing exiting the port in her chest, and ensured it was free of obstruction as she stood up. I slid the IV pole around the base of the chair and pushed it in front of me as we followed Ernesto. Raylin dragged her right foot along the ground, and her right arm hung limply at her side. The tumor must be growing into her left cerebral hemisphere. She had little time left. This chemotherapy can't cure her. It's only delaying the inevitable. Her mom stayed behind and watched us walk away. Ernesto led us through a door and into a small room. It held a desk and a pair of love seats. Maybe a consultation room. He kneeled in front of her and lifted her affected arm into his hand. "Raylene, do you believe in God?" She scrunched her face at her uncle's question. "Of course. That's why I'm going to become an angel soon." She said it so matter-of-factually. She must have had enough time to accept her fate while still holding on to her faith. Why can't we all have faith like children? Ernesto looked up at me. "My friend here actually met God. And do you know what? God gave him something he wants to share with you. A gift from heaven. Do you want to see what it is?" Raylene wiggled her shoulders several times, which sent her wings flapping. It was a sweet way for a nervous child to answer without speaking. "I'll take that as a yes."